everyone, I'm Keely and this is Voice of a Creative, and today I'm here to show you my December makes. So I am still recovering from my surgery, but I'm going to talk a little bit more about that in future videos because I've got a lot to show you in this video. But just to let everyone know, I'm recovering well from my surgery and I'm managing to get back to more kind of normal everyday activities now. So my December makes is coming to you a little bit late because of the gap due to my surgery, but I thought I still wanted to film it because I haven't missed a monthly makes video. I've always kind of caught up on them, and I know it's a really good kind of diary journal of my time in sewing, so I really enjoy filming these videos. So I'm actually going to split this into two. I'm going to show you the things that I made for myself in one video and the things that I made for gifts in another video, because I managed to make quite a few things in the whole of December and I would rather have the two videos just because it's easier for people to watch and access. So I made a lot of time and time again patterns in December, and I was preparing for my surgery in a way because I wanted some looser fit t-shirts that I knew I could wear during recovery, and I mostly focused around that for a lot of my sewing. So I made comfortable patterns that I'd made before mostly, and things that I knew that I would get a lot of wear out of. So I'm going to show you the few things that I made. So my first set of makes are the Plantain tee by Deer-and-Doe. Now this is a free pattern available on their website, and for this pattern I make a size 42. That is what is recommended based on my bust, waist and hip measurements. So at the moment my bust is 37-38, my waist is 31-32, and my hips are edging towards 40. So I fit into the 42 measurements and I don't make any other adjustments to the pattern at all. The size range for the Plantain tee is size 34 to 52, I think it's European sizing, and the smallest size is a 31 inch bust and a 33 inch hip, and the largest size is a 45 inch bust and a 48 inch hip. It is just a standard t-shirt pattern with a set-in sleeve, and it does have a lower neck than this, but I showed you in my jersey necklines video, which I will link below, just how to adjust it. I just raised the neckline by 1.5 inches, I think it is, just to make it not so low, because otherwise it comes all the way down here and that's a bit too low for me. So the first one I want to show you is the one that I'm wearing. Now this was made out of remnant pieces of two different fabrics, both from Sherwoods fabrics, and I wanted to put them together. Now because they're the same pattern, as in the same floral design, I thought that they would go well together. So I've got the green for the neckband, the navy for the bodice and the back, and then green for the sleeves, and I actually really love it. I love that it goes together, the colours are similar, but yet you've got that contrast of the different sleeves, and I will be doing quite a few more like this because it's a really good way to use up fabric. And I think if I can find patterns that go together or mix stripes and florals like I have done before, then it's a really great combination and will be a good way to use up any extra fabrics in my stash. So I'm going to stand up and show you this one, and then I'll show you the other fabrics that I made out of, but I'm not going to stand up in every version because they are essentially the same. This is a viscose jersey, the others I've made are in viscose jersey as well. I prefer this t-shirt pattern made in viscose jersey rather than in cotton jersey because it has more flow and drape, whereas the cotton jersey has a lot more structure, so I much prefer it made in this, but it can be made in any jersey fabric, but it does require stretch. So let me stand up and show you. This is the standard length of the t-shirt, so it comes, my hip bone is here, it comes a few inches below my hip. I use a double fold to finish the hem, and the same on the sleeves. I have cut these as a 3/4 length sleeve because that's what I prefer, otherwise I just end up raising them up anyway if they are full length. So I've just left it at a 3/4 length sleeve, adjusted the neckline slightly, but otherwise you can see the fit, so it flows nicely down. It's not too clingy or tight fitting. It fits nicely around the bust and then flows downwards. But I am really impressed with this t-shirt. I have made quite a few of them recently and I'm really enjoying wearing them along with my Hudson pants, which are these, which I've got on today, which are by True Bias. So let me show you the other versions. My next version is this one, and I'm sorry it's creased. I've had to take it out of the washing basket to be able to show it to you. And this is in a beautiful cranberry Inspire viscose jersey from Damacy Fabrics. These fabrics are absolutely beautiful. If you're looking for plain viscose jerseys, they are definitely high quality and come in a range of colours. So I would have a look at Damacy Fabrics. I will link the fabrics and patterns down below so you can go and have a look. So that's my second Plantain tee. Next up we've got this one, which I've popped on the mannequin. And this viscose jersey was a remnant piece from the Maker's Merchant. The Maker's Merchant don't have it in anymore, but the Damacy Fabrics do have it in, and I will link it down below for you. So this is a really beautiful fabric. So it's got like a vintage flower design with the rusts and kind of autumn colours, and then this beautiful teal background. I made this one with a slightly longer sleeve, but I kind of messed up, so it comes to about there, so it's like a bracelet length sleeve. I'm not going to change it, I'm just going to leave it as it is, but it does feel a bit weird when I'm wearing it and I keep rolling the sleeves up. But otherwise I didn't make any adjustments to this one. It's exactly the same as the others, just in a different fabric. This is my next make. This is the Union Street tee from Hey June Handmade, and this was a recommended pattern to me when I was looking for a different shape and neckline for a plain t-shirt pattern. Now this one has a variety of necks. It comes with a crew neck pattern, the lower scoop neck, and also a V-neck, which I'm really interested in trying out. I've made quite a few of these because I made a lot for my mum for Christmas, which I will show you in the next video, but this is the one that I made as a test version for me. Now I had this cotton jersey left over from a blogger project for Damacy Fabrics, so I was gifted this fabric to make the Georgie dress by Sew Over It, which I will pop in a picture to show you, but I had enough left over to make a test version of this t-shirt. So for this one, my measurements actually fall in a size medium, but I decided to size up to a size large because I was making this for a pyjama t-shirt. So I really want to make some of my own pyjamas. Some of my pyjama tops are a little bit worse for wear, and so I want to replace them with ones that I've made, and I thought a looser fit would be better for that. So I just sized up to a size large. So this is a size large. I did grade out on the hips. So my hips usually fall in the next 1 or 2 sizes above my bust and waist measurements. They're just a bit bigger, and it's not so much my actual hips but my full hip measurement that comes right out. So I do usually need to grade up at the hips, and I've started to realise that more with patterns and started to just do that adjustment most of the time now. So for this pattern, the smallest size is an extra small, and the largest size is a 3XL. The smallest size is a 29 high bust measurement and a 32 hip, and the 3 times extra large is a 47 high bust and a 48 hip. So this is the one that I made in a cotton jersey. Now this is quite a substantial kind of thicker cotton jersey. It's one of the thicker cotton jerseys that I have. It's really lovely and soft, and it's got this lovely abstract floral pattern with all of the different colours and the yellow and teal. Now adjustments wise for this pattern, I made it as it stood, but I did adjust under the arms. So I ended up taking it in, I think, 1/2 inch under the arms, which I do regret slightly because for pyjamas I needed to be looser fit, but when I was looking in the mirror it didn't look how I kind of wanted it to. It was because I was thinking of it as a t-shirt as opposed to a pyjama top, and you want that loose fit for going to sleep on a night. But I will stand up and show you. So this is the standard length. I finished it slightly differently because it's cotton jersey, so I just overlocked the edge and folded it over 1.5 centimeters, and then I just stitched along the top with a normal straight stitch, but a wider straight stitch. So this is, well, it was a measurement 4 on my sewing machine. With the arms, exactly the same. I overlocked the edge and then just folded it up 1 centimeter and then stitched along, and then I inserted in the neckband and stitched round. So you can see I've taken it in a little bit here to make it tighter over the bust, but I won't do that on the next one. I actually want more a loose fit here, and I definitely think I would need to size down to the medium and grade out to the hips if I wanted it as an everyday t-shirt as opposed to a pyjama top. I really like the length of it, so it falls just below my hips, which is a really comfortable length for wearing to bed, and these are just the standard size sleeves that it comes with. So overall pleased with this. I don't know that I would wear this as an everyday t-shirt just because cotton jersey is a little bit thicker and I much prefer the drape of the Viscose jersey for wearing for t-shirts. I just feel more comfortable in that. So I feel it just fits a little bit nicer around my bust. But I am really pleased with this for wearing to bed, and I think it was a good use of this scrap of fabric that I had left over. So let me just change into the next make. So my next make is this. This is the Billy sweatshirt from Tilly and the Buttons, and I showed you how I altered the neckline of this in my jersey necklines video. I lowered the neck from the one that comes with the pattern, but once I've made the other sleeve options, I am planning a review video of this pattern to let you know my thoughts more on the pattern. So this is a really beautiful French terry in this beautiful dusty blue colour, and I have got the matching ribbing to go with it. Both of these are from Lamazi Fabrics, and I bought them a little while ago, but I was wanting to make a sweatshirt from them, and I'm really pleased with this sweatshirt that I made. So with the Billy sweater and most Tilly and the Buttons patterns, I make a size 5, but what I have started to do is grade out to a 6 at the hips. So for this one I did the same, I made a size 5 and then graded out to a 6. And that then meant the hemband had to be a size 6 as well. So I graded out and made sure I adjusted the hemband as well. The sleeves are just as they were as part of the pattern. This is just the standard sleeve, standard shoulder and standard cuff. You can make a version with super puffed shoulders and a puff here as well. I haven't made that version yet. Mainly because I'm not so sure that that kind of style will suit me or I will like wearing that, but I do want to give it a go. It is on my sewing list. With this one, when I sewed the shoulders, I sewed them at a centimetre seam allowance instead of 1.5, and because I didn't feel like it would fit me on the shoulder otherwise, and actually I'm really pleased with the fit on the shoulder. I altered the neckline to make it a lot lower, so it usually comes right up by the neck, but if I have something over my scar, it actually really hurts my scar and irritates my scar, so I like to wear things a little bit lower than that as well. So I made a few different adjustments. This pattern comes in sizes 1 to 10. The smallest bust size is 30 inches with a hip of 33. And then the largest bust size is 48 inches with a hip of 51 for this pattern. So let me stand up and show you what it looks like. I'm sorry, I've got a mark here. I spilt toothpaste on myself and then I've had to clean it to try and make it look a little bit better, but it didn't dry in time for the video. So again, wearing this with my Hudson pants, so you can see it fits nicely around my hips, and something I often find with this kind of band is it rises up and up and up and up all the time, and that's just because it doesn't fit around my hips. So I'm really glad I graded out for the hips. I think that works really well. The sleeves are a nice length. I could shorten them slightly if I wanted to, because it does come down that little bit longer onto my hand, so I could bring it up just slightly, but this is the fit of it, so quite nice and loose fit, but enough tightness around the bust to give you some shape. And obviously mine comes in at the waist, but that's partly because I graded out. And then at the back as well. So it's just a standard sweatshirt, but you can jazz it up a little bit with the different sleeve options. And I had intended to add some cricket vinyl on the front of this, but I'm still undecided about that because I'm quite liking the look of the plain jumper. But it is still an option. I could wear it like this for a few times and then add some different vinyl on the front if I wanted to. So let me just get changed into the final make. So my next make is a pair of Hudson pants, which I made in French terry. So the Hudson pants can be made in any sweatshirting, but it does specify a certain amount of stretch for them. And they are a pair of trousers that I basically wear every day now. Thought I would make another pair. Now, I'm kind of torn between which fabric I prefer them in. So I've got a sweatshirting fabric, which doesn't have loads of stretch, but it's just stretchy enough. And I really like the fit of those, and they feel quite smart because they don't stretch out over time. This pair I made in a French terry that I got from Croft Mill. And although I really love them, they're super comfortable, they do stretch out a little bit over time and don't necessarily spring back. So the fit is slightly looser than with the sweatshirting fabric, which for relaxing about and doing sports and things is really great, but if you wanted to wear them as a smarter pair of trousers, it's slightly different. So with the Hudson pants, for my measurements I make a size 10. Currently the pattern only comes in size 0 to 18, but they are expanding the size range. So True Bias are going through their patterns and expanding the size range of them. So I know that they have said in their stories that the Hudson pants expansion is coming up very soon. So with this, I raised the waist of the pattern by 1 inch to try and do a high waist type hack. However, I didn't make any other alterations, but True Bias in their blog has a high waist hack actual tutorial. It means making adjustments to the pockets as well, which I am planning to do to just bring it together a bit better, because at the moment if I wanted to put too much stuff in my pockets, well they wouldn't fit because I haven't made the correct adjustments. So size 0 of the Hudson pants pattern is waist 26 and hip 34. And then the size 18 is waist 38.5 and hip 46.5. So I make the size 10, but I do adjust slightly for my hips and for my calf. So these are quite a slim fit jogging trouser or sweat pant, and my calves are a little bit larger and my hips are a little bit larger, so I do adjust slightly for that. I also adjust the length, so I shorten them. I didn't actually do that on this pair, so there's a slight gather around my ankle, but usually I do make that adjustment as well. So let me stand up and show you them. So it blends quite well with this sweatshirt. I keep thinking that they're a really similar colour. So we've got the waistband up on my waist here. Now I don't do the drawstrings or the stitching round. I just leave that out because I feel it's more comfortable like this. Then you've got the pocket. So I've used this petrol bright blue French terry. So it's looped on the other side. And then if I stand back, you can see the fit on my leg there. So they're quite slim fit to the leg and then from the back as well. I really like the idea of this high-waisted hack because it means it doesn't cut you across this area here, and especially when my stomach is bloated, it means I get kind of a double kind of ridge here, but I don't in the high-waisted hack. So I will be making some more like this in the future as well. So really pleased with those. Just a little bit less recovery than the sweatshirting I've used previously, but they are really nice and comfortable and allow you to stretch all over. My very final make for myself, and I did make these as gifts as well, but I wanted to show you, is this little fairy. So I saw this on Instagram and the pattern for this is by 10x2 Studio or 10x2 Studio, and I will link it down below. But it's a pattern to make these really cute little doll fairies, and I made one for the Christmas tree as well, which I will pop in a picture of. And they're just really cute. So you get the little design for the body and the arms and the wings, and you can make it in a few different fabrics. So I used a matching fabric for the wings and the body. And then this is a little skirt which you can take off. I just made a little elasticated skirt for her, which isn't one of the designs that they kind of tell you to make, but it just worked out easier for me. And that's what she's like with her just little body and little legs, with the little bend in her legs as well. And then you can experiment with the hair, with the wool. The wings actually also come off, so they're detachable as well. So here she is without her wings, that's her hair. Put a little bow in her hair as well. And then I've got the little elasticated skirt. So this is in the leftover Liberty fabric that I had. The wings, I just added some felt details with the heart, and then I stitched on some flowers as well. So with the wings, you put a little loop of ribbon so that you can then put it onto the little fairy. I had great fun making this, and I made a few more as well, which I will show you photos of in my next video, but I just wanted to show you her because she's cute, and she just lives in my studio or downstairs at the moment. So those are all the things that I made for myself in December. I will be back to you with another video showing all the gifts I made in December. But thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please press the thumbs up and subscribe if you want to hear more from me. Goodbye!